Welcome back to my brand new channel about authentic relationships. I want to talk today about love and acceptance. And as human beings, we literally cannot live without love and acceptance. I mean, we're hardwired. They say if babies aren't held, that they can literally die because they need that physical touch, that affection, that love. And even though we grow up and we have bigger bodies and we're supposed to be so mature and so independent and, self-sufficient, inside we still need that love and acceptance. And we find ways to find that, to get that. And sometimes it's just by self-soothing. It's sometimes just distracting ourselves with video games, social media, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, we all have a need for love and really the unconditional kind of acceptance. But if we can't get the unconditional kind, we'll settle for any kind. Okay? So we learn as we're growing up, some of our behaviors are disapproved of, some of them are approved of, some things that we do seem to get acceptance if we're smart, if we're athletic, if we're pretty, if we're the nice girl. And so we, start adapting our behavior to get that approval, that validation, and that acceptance that we need. But, and that's normal. That's okay. We want to get along with people. We want to excel. But it's a little bit tricky because on the flip side of that, sometimes we are not true to ourselves because we need to get that love and acceptance from other people. So what it can look like over time is we make compromises that are not really serving, what we truly desire, what we truly want, and what's in our own best interest. So I call this the deal with the devil, right? We give away pieces of ourselves in exchange for love and acceptance. And it's understandable, right? Because we literally can't live without it. But we start becoming untrue to ourselves. Then we may start forgetting who we really are. And we get so used to compromising things that actually do matter to us. I mean, it's okay. A healthy compromise is, where do you want to go for dinner tonight? I picked last time, right? That's a healthy compromise. But when we're compromising the truth of who we are, the things that really matter, that is not an okay compromise. And when we're going along with things that don't feel good, that feel like they're a violation to our boundaries, people are taking advantage, then, like I said, that's the deal with the devil, where we're literally giving away our true self in exchange for a few little crumbs of love and acceptance. And I have been worthy of this. I mean, not worthy of this. I've been guilty of this. And in my own life, and I don't say guilty like I'm a bad person or stupid or unworthy. I just mean, we don't even realize that we're doing it because we can feel so desperate sometimes for any little bit of affection and love. I've been there. It's sad. It's pathetic. I'm not proud of it, but I have absolutely been there. And I'm sure that some of you have as well, or you may be there now. And, that journey to self-love, even though it sounds ambiguous, nebulous, hard to understand, that journey to self-love is so important because at the end of the day, until you make that promise to all those little yous inside of you, the baby, the toddler, the, elementary school you, and really just make that commitment to really love all those little ones inside of you unconditionally, then you feel fortified and know that you are lovable as you are. You're acceptable as you are. And then you don't feel that need to compromise who you are in exchange for a little bit of love and validation from the outside. I remember years ago, I was dating someone and I'd had a string of really, really awful relationships, like really, really bad. And my friend looked at me and goes, Serena, I know that, this latest iteration, right? He was better. By comparison, he seemed better than the other ones, right? She goes, I know that his shit is the best shit you've ever had, but it's still shit. And that really was a wake up call to me to acknowledge, yeah, I'm so willing to settle. I'm so willing to compromise in ways that I should not because I was desperate for love and attention. So the journey can begin with really making that connection with your younger self. There's some beautiful processes that I have to go back, and I call it rescuing your inner child, and just make, that commitment and give yourself the love you never got. Give yourself the acceptance and validation you never got so that you feel comforted, loved, soothed, and fortified, and no longer desperate for a little bit of love outside of you. So I'm going to leave a link for my school in the description below. I'd love to see you there. You can join, ask questions. We can do some group sessions together, or you can hit me up for a one-on-one. And I hope that you have a good rest of your day. See you soon.